Welcome back. For more updates and latest news, you can log on to our website at www.galaxytvonline.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. Check us up on Facebook at facebook.com/GalaxyTV or tweet at us at Galaxy TV. You can also reach us via Instagram at official Galaxy to discharge their duties according to the law without sentiment in the interest of the nation. The advice was given by legal practitioners following the federal government's attempt to seek the Supreme Court pronouncement over Ibrahim.
The non-confirmation of Ibrahim Magu as the substantive chairman of EFCC has continued to elicit reactions. On two separate occasions, the Nigerian Senate has refused to confirm Ibrahim Magu. Says Ibrahim Magu would remain in acting capacity. The latest move employed by the federal government is to seek judicial interpretation of Section 171. Petitioners say either party can approach the court for interpretation where there is conflict.
Between the National Assembly and the federal government, either party can approach court. And that's the kind of situation that we have now. That's why the law provides for either of the party to approach court for interpretation of that particular section of the Constitution.
There seems to be, this is the court by virtue of provision of Section 6, of the Nigerian Constitution. So it's a welcome development, and
opinion that the rumbling over Magu's confirmation is more political than legal, while some argue that Section 171 Senate to put aside ego and work in the best interest of the nation.
The best thing for this nation is for them to work together. But that is the kind of setting we have. The legislature is to serve as checks to the executive, and the executive also will check the legislative.
The operating separation of powers. So we must strictly abide with our constitutional responsibilities. This will, limit
in the forthcoming days.
Meanwhile, as the relationship between the executive and legislative arms of government appears to deteriorate, legal practitioners have dispensation. Legal practitioners said unless there are occasional disagreements between both arms of government, Nigeria's democracy will not grow to become a trustworthy platform in the eyes of the citizens.
What significance and not necessarily some ephemeral things.
The legal practitioner Ajibola Kaka has charged both the executive and legislature to.
And we have what we call separation of powers. And where issues like this occur, what they ought to have done is to have.
Magu, as the chairman of the FCC, they both urged the arms of government to find a common ground.
The reason is not that they cannot keep Magu as acting, or that like the other rules cannot be.
And there are other appointments which says that the president can appoint the chairman without confirmation of the Senate.
And now to Rivers State, 60 million naira bribe from Governor Nyesom Wike to influence the outcome of the rerun election case has been adjourned to September 15, 2017, at the resumption of the matter before court vacation. Wale Balogun said it was not practicable to proceed with the trial during the vacation. Counsel to the federal government, Alilu Aminu Khan, Correspondent Converted Elisha reports that the presiding judge of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, Justice Hilary Oshoma, overruled the counsels of INEC officials. We'll take another break now and we'll be back with more stories. Join us again. Welcome back. Our next report is from Lagos State, where the National Conscience Party (NCP) has expressed displeasure over failure of the Lagos State Independent stamped the office of the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission to protest the exclusion of its candidates' names from the final list of candidates. The state chairman, he said the party brought the democracy that the state is enjoying, noting that it will be unfair to victimize the party.
Political party that could contest this forthcoming local council election, and our party name is missing, National Conscience Party, and we are saying no to that. Our name must be included in that forthcoming. The nomination form is with them. For them to give us now, they did not give us one. Two, our party name is also missing. We are saying no to.
We are surprised that Justice Philip Ayor today election and there are court cases. She wants to proceed. We are therefore asking for the outright postponement of this election.
But have been excluded from the contest. And what we saw, they have listed, they have pasted a list to give room for all the candidates of National Conscience Party and to make sure that National Conscience Party is also part of the contending parties in the forthcoming local government election.
Efforts by Galaxy respond to the allegations. The Standards Organization of Nigeria (SON) has impounded over 1,000 used tires from traders in Ilorin and sealed 6 shops in the state capital. The state coordinator Sunday into the country.
We have the mandate to ensure that Tokumbo tires are not sold or displayed anywhere in Nigeria, because first of all, the tires are contraband. The federal government have mentioned it several times over about the nature of the tire.
While noting that Nigeria loses revenue annually as a result of smuggled tires, Yashim said the mop-up is to encourage genuine tire manufacturing companies to return to the country.
It is actually the Tokumbo tires that led to the closure of some of the about two.
Like other times, according to SON, the impounded tires will be recycled into other products. The chairman People's Democratic Party in the Southwest, Olurogun Olafeso Eddie, has declared. Olurogun made the statement while speaking with journalists in Akure, the Ondo State capital, on the way forward for the PDP after the Alimadu and McAfee face-off. He said the victory for the McAfee faction at the Supreme Court last Wednesday has presented the economically.
Party, but the truth remains that the P and D and P did not offend Nigerians. It is the people behind the party that needs rebranding. We must create a new consciousness and a new beginning in being responsible to our nation.
The PDP Southwest chair also bemoaned the APC style of governance, saying the change the people expect is far from what they're getting.
Life has been harrowing.
Meanwhile, in Delta State, members of the SACT National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, loyal to its erstwhile national chairman Alimadu Sharif, Chairman Cairo Ojugbo, met with leadership of the Sharif's Delta PDP in Warri. Addressing journalists after a closed-door session with party leaders, Cairo Ojugbo spoke on the faction stance as the state chairman kicks against impunity.
The written judgment of the Supreme Court, then they will advise us on what to do. As party members, we are not leaving the party, and we will not leave the party. Our interest is to strengthen the party. What we have asked for is that
on behalf of the teeming supporters of the PDP and Nigerians at large, we want to make sure that impunity is sacked.
On the visit to Delta State,
after the Supreme Court judgment, the caucus, the state ESCO wanted to know what happened, and we have just briefed them. They had questions to ask, and we have asked them. We have asked everybody to go back to their units, to their ward, and continue the membership drive and await the
Okibola area of Ibadan continue to count the losses. Authorities of the Oyo State Fire and Safety Service has blamed the incident on electrical surge. The incident, which ravaged 32 out of 72 shops within the complex, destroyed goods and property valued at several millions of naira. Director of the State Fire and Safety Services, Karim Oyo,
and the fire was, put out. And the supposed cause of the fire was an upsurge of electricity, which resulted into explosion.
he appealed to shop owners to always contact the fire and
my recommendation is that anybody that is engaging on that kind of business must make sure that they write to the fire service for advice. Another one is that training aspect of it is also very, very important.
To midwife the transition of Moshood Abiola Polytechnic Abeokuta to Moshood Abiola University of Science and Technology, Professor Peter Okebokola has said lecturers in Mapoli who possess the requisite qualifications to teach in the university have the opportunity. Had ordered the sack of over 250 academic staff of the institution.
No iota of truth in that allegation. First, the technical committee hasn't got the powers to sack anybody.
Lecturers in Mapoli will become lecturers in Maustec, thus creating employment openings in the Polytechnic that were cited in Ipokia.
That is going to this arrangement of having two institutions coming out of people, dialogue should be the pathway that we should tread.
We have updates for you now from our business desk. Stay with us.
Welcome to business. NASDAQ and the Nigerian Stock Exchange (NSE) have officially announced that NSE, the stock exchange of the large economy in Africa, has launched a new market surveillance platform powered by SMART, NASDAQ's flagship surveillance solution, and deter manipulative tendencies, gather intelligence, carry out traders monitoring and analysis, conduct multi-asset and cross-market surveillance, and execute risk-based supervision of flag participants. NASDAQ's smart surveillance solution by over 3,500 compliance professionals around the world. SMART currently powers surveillance at 47 marketplaces, 17 regulators, and 140 market participants across 65 countries. The consumer price index, this was 0.15% points lower the rate recorded in May, 16.25% accordingly. This represents the fifth consecutive decline. The index increased by 1.58% in June 2017, 0.30% points higher lower the rate of 1.88% since January 2017, risen by 9.28% since January 2017 over the average of the CPI for the previous 12 months period was 17.58%, lower from 17.63% recorded in May 2017. The food index down by 0.64% points from the rate recorded in May, 19.2%, indicating continued pressure in food prices. Ahead of the 2019 that its three refineries in Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna now supplied 60% of dual-purpose kerosene (DPK), popularly known as kerosene, consumed in the country. Speaking at the investigative public hearing of the House of Representative Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream, Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Mike Baru, stated that the corporation's refineries were producing 5 million liters of kerosene daily, representing more than 60% of the national daily consumption requirement of 8 million litres. The GMD, who was represented by the Chief Operating Officer downstream, Henry Ikem Obi, disclosed that products supplied by the corporation were of high quality and meet safety standards. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, has warned employers in the oil sector to desist from unlawful dismissal of its members. Its president, Comrade Olabode Johnson, said that the association has also pledged to collaborate with the government and other industry players to curb disengagement of workers in the oil and gas industry. To maintain the prevailing industrial peace and guarantee smooth exit of workers, Johnson urged operators to put in place robust collective bargaining agreement, CBAS. He also urged the management of the oil firms to respect duly signed CBAS and ensure that where there was no CBA in place, the association would ensure an atmosphere that would ensure that a CBA was put in place to reduce friction in the sector. Johnson expressed the union's support for the efforts at attracting investors to revamp the country's ailing refineries. Still in the oil and gas industry, the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, on Monday appealed to the NNPC to provide alternative loading depot for petroleum tankers to check the recurring gridlock in Apapa area of Lagos State. The Southwest chairman of the union, Tokunbo Korodo, made farms in the area. He said that if government fails to provide alternative routes to the depot, the gridlocks will become hectic on the existing route when repair works begin on the Apapa-Tinkan road. The union therefore appealed to the NNPC to open the depot in other parts of the southwest zone for loading to reduce the tankers coming to Oyo State, or a depot in Ondo State and Ilorin depot in Kwara are not working. Korodo pleaded with the federal government to intervene in the matter. That's business news. I am Izinne Egasi.
Oladipo has warned the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Melvin Amaju-Pinnick, to stay away from the crisis rocking the supporters club. Speaking to Galaxy Television, Oladipo, who doubled Amaju-Pinnick, is being tribalistic by supporting Vincent Okunagba as chairman of the supporters club.
It's not a business of, it's not the issue between Vincent and Ladipo. I'm the PG. I'm the chairman board of trustees. Because I want to ask Pinnick, why is he backing his brother from the same worry to be the chairman of the supporters club? By all means, supporters club is not a tribal organization. Supporters club is Nigeria, and any
Nigeria Football Federation for not playing a fatherly role in the row between former captain of the Super Eagles, Vincent Eyama, and former coach, Sunday Ogochukwu in Brussels, Belgium.
And patriotically flew to Brussels the second day, and you disgraced him by sending him out of camp. Everybody is a human being. So I expected the NFF to have taken that matter up, called the coach and Vincent together and resolved. But that was not done. And it is because of that that Vincent has been saying is not going to.
Former Super Eagles striker Peter Osaze-Odewege continued his goal streak as he scored the only goal in Madura United's 1-0 home win against Perisi Balikpapan in the Indonesian top flight on Monday. Odewege scored in the 37th minute to give Madura United a slim victory. The win catapulted from 14 league appearances since joining Madura United. The goal against Periba Balikpapan means Odewege has now scored in his last 3 games. Also, the goal is Odewege's fourth in his last 3 games for Madura United. Roger Federer rose to number 3 in the world ranking with 7th seed Marin Cilic. Federer has held the number 1 spot for a record 302 weeks, in his feat at the All England Lawn Tennis Club on the 16th of July. The Swiss 2012, Federer has shared the acclaim of 7 titles with Pete Sampras in 1889, the former between 1993 and 2000. Federer's first success came at the age of 21 in 2003 after beating Mark Philippoussis in straight sets. 14 years on and a month
The United Arab Emirates has denied it was behind the alleged hacking of Qatar state news to Qatar's emir that insisted were fabricated. The incident helped spark a diplomatic rift between Qatar and its neighbors. Qatar said the report unequivocally proves that the hacking crime took place. However, UAE Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Anwar Gargash told newsmen on Monday the Post's report was untrue. He also reiterated that the UAE and 5 other Arab nations had not written to FIFA to